We really wanted to take the opportunity, just some time today, to celebrate the achievements of individuals with Kabuki syndrome. You know, as parents and caregivers, we are consumed by the many challenges and hardships our children face. It's easy to feel moments of despair, especially in the early years, as we're burdened by countless doctor's appointments, surgeries, and therapies. Being consumed by the stress of dealing with Kabuki syndrome while we investigate therapies and other treatments to help our children is all too familiar. We're oftentimes filled with worry and anxiety about our child's trajectory, forgetting to stop and appreciate all of the progress that they've made. You know, sometimes it's so much easier to focus on the unmet milestones instead of appreciating all of the small victories. We know that our children are warriors. Despite the many challenges they face, they continue to amaze us with their determination, their happy disposition, and really just the ease in which they find the good in everything and in everyone. One thing remains very clear, that despite facing adversity, our children can and do make progress in their own time. You know, while they may be following their own schedules and timeframes, many milestones and achievements are made, and we'd like to take a few minutes to celebrate those moments today. In this next segment, we'll be watching an inspirational video made by Jason Reynolds, a father to a son named Johnny who has Kabuki syndrome. We'd really like to thank him for taking a moment to celebrate his son's achievements with us, as it's a message of hope for those of us who need to hear it. His video is followed by a collection of milestone moments shared by members in our community that were uploaded to our KSF wall of accomplishments, which you'll find on the left-hand side in the menu. We hope that this video offers some positive light to those who are going through a rough patch of dealing with the Kabuki syndrome diagnosis. So I welcome you to sit back and let's celebrate these moments together.
Johnny is 13 and he's not been formally diagnosed, but the doctors, the geneticists strongly suspect he has Kabuki syndrome. He's had several surgeries and a lot of the traits of Kabuki syndrome, including low muscle tone, loose joints, hyperflexibility, just a lot of the traits of Kabuki syndrome. He has overcome so much in the 13 years he's been here. Before the pandemic, he was selected as Student of the Month at his school 3 of the 6 months preceding. So he was selected Student of the Month for 3 out of the last 6 months before the pandemic at his elementary school. He's been working really, really hard on his dexterity. He's got occupational therapy that he's had since he was an infant. And they've been really, really working on his handwriting and his writing skills. And he's done some really, really amazing drawings in his art class. And he's also written letters to celebrities. This past summer, he wrote a letter to Lin-Manuel Miranda, the director of Hamilton and a lot of other things, and actually received a letter back. And he was super proud of that. And last weekend, he took a trip to the top of the Space Needle with us and overcame his fear of heights. So it's super exciting. He always has been a little bit timid with going into high places and especially, you know, somewhere like the Space Needle where that's really, really high. So he's a trooper and we're so proud of Johnny.
There's a menu item on the left titled KSF Wall of Accomplishments. We invite you to join us in celebrating our children's milestones, big and small. Maybe it was eating solids for the first time, those first steps, riding a bike, reading a book. Send us something that made you feel immensely proud of your child. We guarantee that joy will be felt by others, especially newly diagnosed families. The Wall of Accomplishments is open to be accessed at any time throughout the conference. So we really do encourage participation. And I can see that some of you have already added some files, which I had a quick peek at and it already made me smiling. So again, we celebrate all of you and your children. At this moment, I'd like to invite Annie Dean for closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. What an incredible day. I can see that there are still 86 patient families and participants who've stuck with us to the end of the conference. And I feel it's especially unfair to be closing this out because I am completely the crier of the Kabuki Syndrome Board and have been sitting here in joyful tears watching the incredible things that your children have done. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'll pull it together, I promise. I want to tell you the amazing news that over the course of today, we have raised $43,000 from this community. And that gives us an incredible opportunity to continue to advance our efforts and to unite this global community, including the incredible patient communities that you heard from earlier today, in a lockstep approach to making sure that we can find treatments and eventually care for Kabuki syndrome and to help our children and families and loved ones live the most fulfilling possible life. So please consider donating to support the Kabuki Syndrome Foundation. There is a donate link right here in the conference website. And you can also always check out kabukisyndromefoundation.org. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we will have another session that will begin at 10 a.m. Eastern, an incredible set of experiences, including a panel of young adults with Kabuki syndrome that I'm particularly looking forward to. Please check out the information in advance, reach out to us if there are any questions. And before we sign off today, I want to recognize the incredible sponsors who have made this day possible. Those are Horizon, CBX, the Knights of Columbus, All Stripes, Helix, and the Lily Ingram family. And I'd also like to recognize Janet, Pat, and Jill, who have done an enormous amount of legwork to make this day possible. So thank you for everything you've done. And I can't wait to see the success that comes after this incredible event. Take care, everyone.